Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 action thriller Seized. A film that is directed by Isaac Florentine and it stars Scott Adkins as Nero, Mario Van Peebles, Carly Perez, Matthew Garbacht and Stephen Elder. Now this film focuses on Scott Adkins' character Nero, who is seemingly living a quiet life down in Mexico with his teenage son, who's getting into lots of trouble at school, etc. They've got a bit of a difficult relationship, as most parents do with a teenage son. There's no mother around. And then this one night, he essentially is drugged, put to sleep. When he wakes up, his son has been taken, and he receives a mysterious phone call from Mario Van Peebles' character, who is a Mexican drug lord, part of the cartels, and he wants him to do a number of jobs for him, and if he doesn't, he will kill his son. So he has to essentially go to a few different sites and take out the cartel's competition, so that he can hopefully get to see his son alive at the end of it. Right, so that's the basic premise of the film here. What are my thoughts on Seized? Now, Scott Adkins is an actor that I've been spending a lot of time on over the last few months, watching and reviewing his recent films and his past films. I like him as an action star. I think he's very, very talented in regards to the action genre, and he's made some very, very good films over the years. But he almost makes too many of them. He rivals Nicolas Cage these days for the amount of films that he makes, and Bruce Willis. He must be really, really hard working, Scott Adkins, because he knocks out so many of these action films, and some of them are a bit hit and some of them are a bit miss. Which category does this one fall into? Well, this one actually is a bit of a hit in my opinion. I really quite enjoyed this one. It's reasonably short, it's only an hour and 20 minutes long, and it's got a nice pace to it. It moves along at a nice pace, loads of action. So great martial arts set pieces and some good chemistry, even though they don't meet until really quite near the end. Mario Van Peebles and Scott Adkins have got a nice chemistry because they communicate over the phone and things like that. And that's probably a testament to both their acting abilities, really. Mario Van Peebles, I've been a fan of for years. I haven't seen him for a while, to be honest, in much. But I used to really like him. He's made some really good movies over the years. I loved him in Gunmen with Christopher Lambert. That's one of my favourite action films. I think that was from the 90s. So I've a lot of time for him. And he must be ageless as well, because he looks brilliant in this film. And he's got to be... Yeah, I'm just looking now. He's born in 1957. But you would never guess it looking at him in this film. He looks great for his age. So we get a really nicely paced action film here. And now sometimes with Scott Adkins you can have him doing his martial arts, but depending on the director it can be filmed fairly poorly, so you don't see the full effect of his skills. That's not the case in this film. What you get here is some brilliant action set pieces, brutal as well. I mean, really, really impressive stuff. Very exciting to watch, and it's both gunplay and hand-to-hand stuff. Very, very good, and I must say I did enjoy it. I mean, yes, it's kind of unrealistic to some degree. I mean, if someone takes your son, you're going to do what you have to get them back, I suppose. But he kind of accepts what he has to do a little bit too easily, and he goes about the killing a little bit too easily. Now obviously he's a trained guy. He's obviously he used to be like some kind of operative in the past, and he was betrayed, which they cover in the film. So he's a highly skilled individual, which is why he has been chosen by the cartel to do their dirty work for him. But it's kind of one-dimensional too, which is not always a bad thing with an action. You don't want an action film to be overly complex and complicated. You just want to sit back and enjoy it with sometimes a fairly simple storyline, and you kind of get that here, but be warned, it is kind of one-dimensional. Once you get over the first 10 or 15 minutes of him building his relationship with his son and you seeing that relationship, which is very good and quite believable, I have to say, once it kicks in and he's got to do these tasks, driving to these locations and taking out these bad guys from the other cartels, it doesn't really get much more complex than that. Beyond that being the setup, he drives to this location, kills these guys, nice set pieces, good gunplay, moves on to the next location, rinse and repeat. You kind of get the same thing, it's just a different location. The first location is like a restaurant, the second location is a nightclub, the third location is a cartel's house, sort of thing. So the locations are different, but the task is very much the same. So you're kind of seeing the same thing over and over again here. However, it does move the film forward due to its fast pace, so you don't have an awful lot to think about in that sense, because it's not overly complex. There's some good dramatic moments when once he's finished the task, he's allowed to talk to his son, who he has abducted in a van that he's threatened to kill with carbon monoxide. So after a task, he's allowed to talk to his son. So those scenes are done really nicely as well. Some good bits of drama added in there, because despite everything, despite what you might think of Scott Adkins, the guy can actually act as well as deliver in regards to the action and the martial arts, which is a rarity for an awful lot of action stars. I just think this is one of his better ones that I have seen. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. But I think he just needs to reel it back in and just focus on films like this that offer good direction, good scripts, and some good action. So it is worth checking out if you're a Scott Adkins fan, this one. It's not going to blow you away. Like I say, it's pretty one-dimensional and the story's pretty much one-note stuff. But it's nicely done. So yeah, that's my review for Seized. I hope you liked it. If you did, like and subscribe. And of course, I will be back with more content on Screen Stars very, very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone.